we can do that. Maybe I'll redraw it over here a little bit bigger. Because when I draw an altitude to this side of my triangle, it is bisecting this angle, right? Because I've got an isosceles triangle. These two sides are both radii in my circle. They're both 2. So when we draw an altitude in my isosceles triangle, it bisects this. This was 120 degrees. Cut it right in half to make it 60. Which means I've got 2 special right triangles. 30, 60, 90 triangles. What I want to know is the length of this side. Use that as my base. So maybe we'll focus on just this top triangle. I want to know this measurement. We can call it B because it'll help us find the base. And I need to know the length of this segment as well. That would be my height. So we can call that H. I'd need to know my height. Since I'm using 30, 60, 90 triangles, let me put the ratio around. Across from the 30-degree side, this side is X. Across from my 60-degree side is X times the square root of 3. And across from my right angle, my hypotenuse, is 2x. Use the side that you know. In this case, it's our hypotenuse to solve for x. So 2x is equal to 2. Solving that for x is very simple. One step, divide each side by 2. We get x is equal to 1. Go back and plug that in to find your 2 measurements. On the one hand, my b is 1 times the square root of 3, which is just the square root of 3. And this side is just x, so my height is just 1. However, what I wanted to know was the length of this whole side. This whole side is my base. What we found is just the length of this part. That was the square root of 3. This side is also the square root of 3. So that makes the length of the whole thing the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3. So that entire side is 2 square root of 3. Square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 is 2 times the square root of 3. That's my base. Here's my height of 1. So, finally, the area of my triangle is 1/2. My base is 2 times the square root of 3. My height is 1. I need to subtract these 2 pieces. So, if you multiply this all out, what you get is approximately 4.2. You can round to the nearest tenth. And what you get if you multiply these all out is approximately 1.7. So we want to take the area of my sector, the whole pizza slice, minus the area of the triangle. What that'll give me is the area of my segment, this leftover part. And in this case, that would be 2.5. And we were measuring in meters, so meters squared. 2.5 meters squared.